Hello, hello. What's up, Facebook? How we doing today? Happy Labor Day. Hope you're enjoying the day so far. It is beautiful out here. It's definitely a far cry from the hurricane the last few days. We're just starting to really clear up today. We started having the sun pop through yesterday, so it's real nice here. I always like to come out and hang out by the pool and shoot some video and give you guys some great content. So today we're going to talk about 3 ways that you can engage your audience. 3 of the best ways, I think, and there are 3 ways that I use all the time to engage my audience, to give them what they're looking for, and to help them out. So as you're coming on, do me a favor, just comment, please. Let me know where you're watching from. Every single day I love to go through and just see who it is, who's watching, and where you're watching from. So, and also give me some hearts and give me some likes, and share this with your friends if you get value. I certainly would appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I love the hearts. What's up, guys? Great to have you. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about 3 ways to engage your audience. Engaging your audience is, in other words, getting them tied into you. What do you do to get them engaged in what you're doing? There is a lot of noise online, a lot of noise, okay? And it doesn't matter what it is. When people get on that computer, there are all kinds of things vying for people's attention, okay? Whether it's banners or you name it. It's whatever. It's not even necessarily advertising. It's just content in general. Okay, people are being bombarded in every single direction. So what do you do to tie them into what you're doing? So obviously, being an online marketer, and many of you here are online marketers as well, and your goal is to get leads, build your business, and make more sales, recruit people into your opportunities, and that is all awesome. But what you need to consider is that in order to engage your audience, here are the 3 things that I recommend. Number 1, you must be creating content. All right, content is crucial. It is an absolute must if you want to engage an audience today. So let's drill this down a little bit. Okay, so content. What types of content? Well, you can do exactly what we're doing here, a Facebook Live. Or you can do a blog post with a video in it. You can do other forms of marketing, like article marketing. You can go out there. You can do mainly just create content. I mean, you can do that through audios, podcasts. You can do it in many different ways. All right. That is one key thing that will help you to engage your audience. And the thing is, you have to do it on a regular basis. You know, here with my Facebook Lives, I do these every single day, Monday through Friday at noon. And it's very easy to do. It's not difficult. I just grab my phone. I know what I want to talk about, and I come on and I talk to you guys, and I give you information. This is a great way to connect with people. Give them what they're looking for. Let people learn. You know, as you learn, you should be sharing your knowledge. You know, the worst thing that you can do when you attain knowledge is to hoard it. It's meant to be shared. As you share knowledge, what you're doing is you're putting back out. You're putting it back out into, I guess if you want to call it the universe or whatever. You're just putting out that information. And what that does is that information eventually comes back to you. And as you create it through videos, blog posts, things like that, those are pieces of content that will never go away. So what happens is over the course of time, and I love the hearts and likes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Keep it going. If you're getting value as I talk, do that. It helps me to know that you're getting value from this for sure. But as you're sharing it, what happens is over time, you get tons and tons of content out on the internet. Now, if I just happen to shut down and not run any ads or create content for a while, I would still generate leads every day. And the reason I would still generate leads every day is because there is a residual effect for all the years of content that I've created. And it's just a residual effect that keeps coming in. People find my blog posts, people find my videos, and over time, all that does is build up a continual, I call it fish hooks in the ocean. Imagine as you go to the ocean and you throw in your fishing pole and you have one fish hook in the ocean. Will you catch a fish? Probably. But what happens if you throw 30 fishing poles out in the ocean? You're probably more likely to catch a fish. And that's why the more consistent you are with content, the more you put out there, the more you get it out there, the better chance you have at actually finding people and getting people engaged in what you're doing. Now, the goal, obviously, is to get them onto your email list, but that's a whole nother topic, all right? So number one, the best way, I think, to engage your audience is through content creation, okay? Through blog posts, videos, things like that, okay? Facebook Lives, Periscopes, and soon to be YouTube Live. I'm very excited, which I got to tell you guys, I had a really, really, really cool conversation with a developer on Friday. Okay, so I want you to get excited about this, about a cool little tool for those of you doing live videos. I am so pumped. I'm not going to give you any more information than that, but I am so pumped. So we're looking to have an app developed, and I'll tell you more about it as we go. But I'm very stoked. And if you are creating videos, you are going to love what I'm working on with a developer. So might be a little bit. We've got to get a prototype, work on it a little bit, and I'll tell Linda. Linda, you can hit me up, and I'll tell you. Linda's one of my coaching clients, so she gets the inroad. All right. And for those of you in my Video Marketing Insiders Club, I think I might just tell you tomorrow too. But you got to be inside, all right? Anyway, all right, so number two. What is number two? How do you also engage? So we have content creation. Number two, that I think is an amazing way to engage your audience is through emails, all right? Now, here is one of the ways that I believe is the best way through email to engage your audience. Number one, you've got to understand this very, very important thing. And what's very important is everybody gets tons of emails every day. Okay, emails, come into the inbox. People get hundreds of them. I get hundreds of them a day, probably 200. How would you up the engagement with people in your email list? It's very simple. Treat your email list almost like a social network, okay? And here's what I do. Here's a couple of little strategies that you can do. When I'm doing my emails, what I will do sometimes is I will say, please reply back to me and, let me know what you think. And what happens is, and I even have these set up in my autoresponders, and I get people that reply back to me when I send the emails and when they go out. So what happens is I get emails going back and forth. One of the things I do, like you'll hear, is when you have like a free offer to get leads, and somebody opts into a page of yours, and then you send them your free report or your free training or something like that. One of the very simple things that you can do is to put in that initial email that goes out that delivers that training or ebook or report or whatever. Put a little thing in there that says, please, can you do me a favor and reply back to this message just so I can make sure that you got access to the training or ebook or report, whatever it is, because I want to make sure that I upheld my end of the bargain. I have this all the time. I probably get 5 to 10 messages a day of people replying back to me saying, hey, I got it, I received it, I just wanted to let you know. Awesome. And then what I usually do is I will reply back to them and say, awesome, I'm so glad. If you need anything, please let me know. So what that has done is that little step that I've done, it has engaged my leads on my list, my list of prospects or whatever you want to call it, my email list. It has also caused my engagement on my list to go up. So I get a higher open rate. I get a higher click-through rate because I respond back. Now, sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I get so many messages, it makes it difficult. Sometimes they get lost in all the emails, but I really try to email people back all the time. So that is one way that you can increase engagement on your email list. Very, very, very big deal. And it also has a side benefit that you may not have known. But one of the key things with emails and using an email list is deliverability. You want to make sure that when you send out an email list from an autoresponder like Aweber or Infusionsoft or GetResponse, or if you're using one of those, what Google specifically, like Gmail, likes to see is interaction, which is going back and forth. So if they see that people are emailing you back once you email them, and then you email them back, and they see, messages going back and forth, guess what that's going to do? That's going to increase your deliverability and your reputation with Google, specifically Google, because they're the largest email provider. So that's a good thing as well. So not only do you up the engagement with your list, you're also upping your reputation as a good email sender, and you encourage that interaction between yourself and your clients or your list or your prospects or whatever you want to be. So that's number 2. Okay, so that's a simple strategy you can employ today to go out there and start doing it. So number 1, create content that will engage people into you. Encourage people to comment, all that good stuff. Number 2, your email list. Encourage people to connect with you and go back and forth on your email list. Kind of treat it like a social network. Okay, and number 3, I believe this is, without question, one of the biggest ways to engage your audience, and that is to do webinars. Okay, webinars are by far one of the highest activities that you can do to engage your audience. Now, why is it that webinars are so big? I want you to look out there and I want you to think about this for just one moment, all right? I want you to think about this. When you look out amongst all the leaders online, okay, and when you look out amongst all the leaders, all online leaders, anybody that is really using online strategies to build, what is the number one common denominator between all of those leaders? And why do you view those leaders as authorities? Because they're always doing live trainings. They're doing webinars. They're connecting with people. And what makes webinars so special is that people can actually get on them, and you have the opportunity to interact back and forth with people on those webinars. And webinars really, they have an interesting, I guess, dynamic to them, because not only does it create rapport, not only does it increase engagement back and forth with your prospects, it also positions you uniquely to be the authority in their eyes. Now, I've mentioned this before, and maybe you'll notice this too, but do you notice that the people that are making the most money in our industry are the ones presenting? Those are the ones that make the most money. And I've learned that even before I came online, when I was doing a lot of traditional, just total 100% offline networking, the guy or the gal on stage presenting with the whiteboard and the marker, they were the ones making the most money. They were the 6-figure earners, the multiple 6-figure earners, the 7-figure earners. They were the ones making the most money. Why? Because they were up there presenting. They learned the ultimate leverage. And webinars are that ultimate leverage. So I'm very, very partial to them. They are what really built my brand, several years ago when I started getting going online. I started getting results, and you know what I did? I started doing webinars to share those results. And it built my reputation very, very quickly amongst my audience, and my audience looked at me as an authority. And really, a lot of people would say, when they think Mark Harbert, they think the video guy. It's not like I set out to be the video guy. I just did video and taught video because that's what I was getting results with. That's what I get results with today. So, but how did I ultimately become that quote-unquote authority? And I say that very humbly, is because I did webinars and I shared my information. I went out there and I really built that authority through that. And that is how you can really up your engagement with your prospects as well. So on that note, I want you to get ready and look If you're not on my email list, very important, I want you to listen to this. If you are not on my email list at markharbert.com, go over there right now, okay? Get on my email list at markharbert.com, and you're going to see an email come through probably later on today, this coming Thursday, okay, at 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be doing a webinar, and I don't have the registration page yet. You can get on my email list, and you'll look for the email. But this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing a webinar called Rapid Recruiting with Webinars. Okay, I've used webinars to recruit 50 plus people in one webinar. And I'm going to share with you some killer strategies that are really, really going to help you with webinars, because I believe webinars are the absolute number one way to ultimately engage your audience, build rapport, build a list, and build authority, because the guy or gal standing in front doing the presenting is the one that becomes the authority. And of course, through video, of course, no question. But video, it's the same thing. When you're using video like I am right now, you're presenting. I'm presenting to you. You're learning things. I'm sharing things with you that have worked with me. And that creates authority. Okay? It's not like I'm necessarily like, trying to create authority. It just happens. That's what it does. When you share, you create an authority status in your prospect side. I'm going to show you how to use webinars to do that this Thursday at 9 p.m. But you got to be on my email list. I will have the email go out later today, and you can get registered for it, okay? So, guys, I hope you got some value from that today. If you did, please leave me a comment below, as I would love to know what you got out of it and how it benefited you. Please share this around. Share it with your friends. Send it in a private message. Do whatever you want to. Just share it around. Let's get this information out there. And look for my email later today. And it's going to be exciting. And tomorrow, for my Video Marketing Insiders Club, tomorrow night, Tuesday at 9 p.m., we'll be doing our 90-day game plan training. That's tomorrow night. Okay, so 2 webinars this week. Tomorrow with my Video Marketing Insiders Club. And then Thursday night, we're doing the Rapid Recruiting with Webinars, okay? So if you're not in the Video Marketing Insiders Club, you can certainly get on that as well. All right, appreciate you guys. Love you. Have a great day today. Enjoy your day. Do some work, but also get out there and enjoy yourself too. All right, appreciate you. Bye-bye.